evening. Welcome to Washington. This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Brett Baer. Tonight, new details about what President Obama was saying publicly about Hillary Clinton's private email server and how the people inside Clinton's inner circle reacted to it. We start with the private server email revelations with Chief National Correspondent Ed Henry. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Brett. Tonight, White House spokesman Josh Earnest is stressing the president never said he did not trade emails with Hillary Clinton. He just did not know the details about her server as the fallout continues over what even John Podesta is now calling a hot mess.
As Hillary Clinton's email scandal first exploded in the spring of 2015, her top advisors were not just scrambling to do damage control over her actions. They were also privately worried President Obama had not told the whole truth.
Mr. President, when did you first learn that Hillary Clinton used an email system outside the U.S. government for official business while she was Secretary of State?
At the same time, everybody else learned it through news reports.
Cheryl Mills, Clinton's chief of staff at the State Department, knew the president had received work emails from Clinton's personal email address. Mills writing on March 7, 2015, quote, "We need to clean this up. He has emails from her. They do not say state.gov. After Mills sounded those alarm bells, 2 days later, White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest tried to clarify.
The president was not aware of the fact that this was a personal email server and that this was the email address that she was using exclusively for all her business.
A previous WikiLeaks dump revealed that on March 4, 2015, after a subpoena had been issued by Republican Trey Gowdy, chair of the Select Committee probing Benghazi, for Clinton to preserve all emails, Mills received a note from campaign chairman John Podesta marked special category. Podesta writing, "Think we should hold emails to and from the president? That's the heart of his executive privilege." Today we learned that on March 9, 2015, days after the existence of the server was revealed and Gowdy's subpoena was issued, Clinton aides were feuding over leaks that the former Secretary of State was about to address the media about her server for the first time. Advisor Philippe Reines wrote the leaks were infuriating Clinton. Quote, "I'm sure this isn't news, but this is creating trust problems on her end." Communications Director Jennifer Palmieri defended her loyalty to the group and then emailed just Podesta. "I am telling you right now that if there is any hint of trust issues with me, I am not taking this job." See below email from Philippe saying the leaks are creating trust issues for HRC. "Chill," Podesta responded before slamming Reines. "Remember, the source of the email got us in this hot mess."
Together, we will change this country.
Some hard facts to back up the notion that President Obama's health care reform has been a financial failure. Correspondent Rich Edson looks at the disturbing events that are costing you and your fellow Americans some serious money.
More than $1 billion wasted and $1 billion more owed. That's the assessment of the majority staff of the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations and its report on the Obamacare cooperatives. The details were first reported by Fox News.
What we found out is that a lot of bad decisions were made.
Obamacare created 23 nonprofit cooperatives, insurance companies designed to increase competition and lower costs. More than half have failed. The administration loaned $2.4 billion to these co-ops. The failed dozen borrowed $1.2 billion of that. The committee report says they have repaid nothing to the government, and in addition owe doctors, hospitals, and others more than $1 billion. At a Thursday hearing, administration officials refused to confirm the full report, saying officials are still reviewing it.
You're a smart guy. Why should we be having to give you numbers that are publicly available? Get the numbers yourself.
The committee report also claims by the end of 2014, the failed co-ops exceeded their projected worst-case scenario losses by more than $260 million. It also claims from 2014 to 2015, the administration lent an additional $848 million to the failed cooperatives as they lost more than $1.4 billion.
So I'm not asserting that anyone here is evilly motivated, but whether or not anybody's competent to oversee this program, I haven't seen any evidence of that yet.
Today, more than 90% of Americans have health coverage, and even in states where co-ops proved unsuccessful, in the first year, the overall uninsured rate decreased by 20% and has continued to improve.
The administration says it is beginning the process of salvaging more than $1 billion in federal loans and refuses to predict how much it can recover.
Would a fair bet on over-under be $100? I mean, they're not going to repay any of these monies.
I'm not going to take that bait because I want the Department of Justice, as they've asked me to do, to let them do their jobs.
Of the 11 remaining co-ops, the administration has placed 8 under government oversight. It's an attempt to correct their flaws in their business models and prevent more from failing. Officials have declined to say how many more will be in business by the end of this year.
When Hillary Clinton says I'm out of touch, I just have to remind people of the track record. Senator Clinton, this is the same person who has taken more money from lobbyists than any other candidate, Democratic or Republican, taking more money from drug company lobbyists and insurance company lobbyists, and she's saying, I'm out of touch? Who do you think is out of touch? This is the same person who took money from financial folks on Wall Street and then voted for a bankruptcy bill that makes it harder for folks right here in Pennsylvania to get a fair shake. This is the same person who spent a decade with her husband campaigning for NAFTA and now goes around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA. This is the same person who says she's voting for the Colombia trade deal. Turns out that her top advisor, her top strategist, was working for the Colombian government to get the bill passed.
I was working on those streets, watching those folks see their jobs shipped overseas. You were a corporate lawyer sitting on the board of Walmart. I was fighting these fights.
I've won twice as many states as Senator Clinton. I've won more of the popular vote than Senator Clinton. I have more delegates than Senator Clinton. So I don't know how somebody who's in second place is offering the vice presidency to the person who's in first place. No matter how much people try to knock her down, she never, ever quits. That is the Hillary I know. That's the Hillary I've come to admire. And that's why I can say with confidence, there has never been a man or a woman, not me, not Bill, nobody, more qualified than Hillary Clinton to serve as President of the United States of America.
When people feel like Washington's not listening to them, when they're promised year after year, decade after decade, that their economic situation is going to change, and it doesn't,